All right,
Okay.
we're recording.
Thanks. So up at the top, you will see the sign in. I believe everybody on the call today has already logged in. So Susan sent out your login information. Susan, I believe it was like end of March. Am I right? Maybe beginning of April?
Mhm.
If you do not have that for any reason, please let us know. So up at the top, we are going to sign in. And then once you are logged in, up at the very top, you will see mynjctl.org. In addition, on this page, you will see who we are, the teaching materials. In addition to having all of the teacher courses, we also have student materials. I know it seems some people have been a little confused when they're submitting some of our assignments. Like, what do you mean find a presentation? Under the teaching materials, if you click on teaching materials, you will see all of the free K-12 course materials. So for a few assignments, when it says pick a NJCTL lesson and fill it out in the form, come to this page, and then you can either go under your math or your science. We click on science, you will see then it is all broken down. Again, you can go into chemistry, and then there are units. And once you click on a unit, under presentation is where you can find the lessons. So you will open it up. You can open it as a Smart Notebook file or as a PDF. And there are lessons to use. Under teacher resources, there is also the unit plan that can help you see what will be taught, what standards are in there, and the different lessons are broken down. So that's a great place to come back when you're looking for our lessons for students. So let's go back up and talk about your courses. Under the My NJCTL, when you click on that, it will bring you to all of your courses. So over on the side right now, I have a bunch for the different ones, but you should have a 6101, which is the teaching methods. And then you might have a math or chemistry, eventually biology. They will all be on the side. So we're going to click on the teaching methods. So now that we are in the course, as you scroll down, it will go over the different, what the course is going to cover. You have your scoring rubrics right up towards the top, as well as your syllabus. Then as we go down a little bit, there is a discussion board. The discussion board is for you to post any questions, talk back and forth with other trainers. It's really open to you to use. And then a little bit lower, this is a great, these two files right here are both videos about submitting a lesson. I know it could get a little tricky when there's a short answer or a critical thinking. Sometimes you have to attach a file. Sometimes you have to just type in the text box. They are both broken down. Susan has created videos showing you exactly how to do that. So if you have questions after today, you can always come back there as well. As I scroll down, we have our different modules. Within each module, there is a presentation, which is done in PowerPoint and then as a PDF. They are both the same. Within the presentation, there will be links for different videos or reading assignments, and those links are built right into the presentation. Under that, you will see the assignment. So for module 1, it's a short answer. When I click on it, this one is very, very simple. It's basically you're telling us about yourself, about the school you're teaching in, the college that you're at, the university, the strengths, the weaknesses, talk about the curriculum, what are the struggles, looking, now that module 1 goes over what NJCTL, kind of our philosophies, how does that compare to your university? When I go down, you know what, let me, real quick, I'm gonna change it to student up here, student view for me, just so it looks just how you are seeing it. As you scroll down, you will see here for me, it says submission status draft, because I kind of did a trial. It was not submitted. So we're going to go over that. when I come down, all right, I can go into edit my submission. You will see here to attach a file. So this assignment is asking for you to type your assignment up in a word processor and then save it as a PDF. Susan also back on the homepage for teaching methods goes over how to save a file as a PDF. You can use the free converters online. Then we're going to add a file. So I'm going to just choose any file for right now. I'm just going to pick a random one. And I'm going to just upload this file. Once it is uploaded, I have to hit Save Changes. I'm going to scroll down and there's Submit Assignment. So this is basically a 3-part process. You have to hit Save File, Submit Assignment, and then are you sure you want to, you're going to have to hit Continue. If you do go through all 3 steps, your assignment will be stuck in what's draft. I'm trying to make sure I'm checking the draft folder a lot in case anybody forgot. And when you see submission status, it should be green and say submitted for grading. If it still says in draft, you did not click all 3 spots. So just try to pay attention to that. So that is when you have to upload a file. Let's go back out. Up on this completion bar, yellow is for the first assignment. Since I just submitted it, it's showing yellow that you submitted it, but it hasn't been graded. Down here, if it's green, these boxes will eventually go from yellow to green. That means it was submitted and graded and it's done. And this will fill in. It's a nice little tool to use and say, okay, I'm almost there. I don't have a ton left, or I need to get moving. So let's keep scrolling down. Each module you'll again see the presentations are first, PowerPoint, and then a PDF, and then your assignments. You will also notice a little box next to them that gets checked off as you complete them. This answer is going to be a little different. So we'll see the scoring rubric so you know exactly what you're being graded on. And one thing to note, we are not being tough on the grammar, spelling. We understand the barrier there. So don't feel stressed over that when you're submitting it. I'm going to go to Add Submission. And it tells me here, short answer responses should be 200 to 300 words. And this one does not need to be referenced. Sometimes you will need to include references. If you do, use all of the references that we have in our presentations, websites that it brings you to, other readings I found, and all references are done with APA formatting. I will show you in a little bit, there is a good website to use. So for this short answer, you will see it's just a text box. I've been getting some emails saying, I can't attach my file, what's going on? If it's just a text box like this, you have to type your answer in. We have a lot of students who like to type it up in Word or any word processor and then copy and paste it into the box. That is fine as well. You can do that. And then we're going to just put anything in there. Again, I'm going to save changes. Here's that yellow draft not submitted. Scroll down. I'm going to submit the assignment and then hit continue again. Then you will see it is green and submitted. Back out to our main page. So that's the 2 different ways to submit your assignment. So again, sometimes you have to type in the text box, sometimes you have to attach a PDF. Are there any questions at this point about submitting? Okay, I'll keep going then. So let's say I think there's 15 for this one, 15 modules. The last one is just your self-reflection, so it's nothing new. Each one again is broken down. We have presentations and then your assignment. Let's go back up. There's one other thing I just wanted to look at. I think it's 13. So module 13 has a different type of short answer assignment. When I click on this one, it is a discussion board. So you have a prompt talking about how you use social constructivism in your remote classroom, since a lot of universities, different schools have needed to go virtual with the pandemic. We've added this whole module in about remote learning. So for this one, you are going to have to type in, it's almost like an email, your subject, whatever you want to head it, using, Google Classroom, using a Google Meet, using breakout rooms, and just type how you use social constructivism in your classroom. And then once you post that, you will then be able to comment on another trainer's post. So this is kind of a two-part. You have to post, and then you have to comment on the previous post. Besides that, all the other assignments are set up the same way. Either type in the text box or add a PDF. I believe those are the main parts that we're getting questions about through email. Again, 15 modules broken down. Some of the modules will have just a short answer. Some of them have both. And then some of them will have just a critical thinking. The critical thinking assignments are a little longer typically, but no more than 2 to 3 pages. There's nothing crazy out there to do. And then your short answers are just short and sweet. It's typically a reflection on your teaching or what you hope to do. I know I've had some questions come in and say, I'm not teaching currently, I'm doing more curriculum work. You can either reflect back on when you were teaching or what you would do if you were teaching, kind of just modify it for your needs. I believe, Susan, did I miss any of the main components here?
I can't think of anything.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. I think we went over all the main parts. I'm just checking out names. I still believe everybody on has logged in and has at least started a little bit. I know questions have also been coming in of, I didn't get quite to the module, on the pacing guide. Am I able to continue? The pacing guide is not set in stone. It's what we have set up. Susan broke it all down in order for you to complete the course. Susan, is it end of May, beginning of June?
No, it's actually, it's out a little bit later. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Ended up putting it out a little later. So we're hoping that everyone will be able to finish the methods course by the end of the week of June 21st, but really end of June would be good. And the reason we say end of June is because in July and August, we'll be training you on how to become the course instructors. So it would be best if you had finished the methods course first. That as it is now with the project, teachers will begin taking the teaching methods course in early September. So you'll be teaching this course to teachers starting in early September, as long as the timeline stays as it is now. So we just want to be sure that you've had time to go through the course, digest it and be familiar with it before learning to teach the course. The nice thing, though, I will say is that the pacing guide is really just there for you, just sort of as a help in planning. So if you know you're busy right now and you just haven't been able to get to things as quickly as you wanted to, you can always make it up later. It's not, there's no deadline for getting the assignment submitted. You just do it when you have time, and when you don't have time, you know that you'll make time later. So if you're behind right now, the goal is that by the end of this week, everyone will finish module 7. I know that some people really have been keeping up and just doing a little bit at a time, and we'll get to module 7 this week. But some have not, and that's okay. So then you just know that you need to work a little faster going through the rest of May and June.
So if you ever, I know I send out the updates hi, you've completed, these modules. If you get them, do not stress if I'm do you need help? We're just here to help you. If hey, this week I can't do it, but next week I'm gonna do extra, that is fine with us. Are there any questions? You can either unmute and just ask, or type them in the chat if that's easier for you. Is there anybody that still needs help just logging in or getting started with the first module?
We could do a couple of breakout rooms. And then if you're interested, if you feel like you're in good shape and you know what you're doing, and Kristen's explanation made good sense, you're free to go now. You don't need to stay on. We just wanted to be sure that everyone was feeling comfortable and didn't have questions or had a chance to ask questions. So if you don't have questions, please feel free to hop off. And if questions come up, you can email us at any time. And then for those who do still have questions, why don't you stay on? And then we can open 2 smaller breakout rooms, and Kristen can help. I'll just kind of put half in a room with Kristen and half in a room with me. And then we can answer your questions, and it'll be maybe a little easier because it's smaller rooms. But thank you for joining. If you're hopping off, we appreciate you joining. And as always, if questions come up, just be sure to email.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, so I'm going to open 2 breakout rooms.
Yeah. Thank you, Martin.
All right. All right, I'm gonna stay here. Hi, Bob. Hi, Bosco. Thank you for coming back. It wouldn't let me join your breakout room, so I just decided I would stay here.